Hello everyone, KingslayerKoshy, and welcome back to Bastion. In the last part we did see his dream sequence, and in this part we're taking care of Mount Zand and the Grady Incinerator. This proving ground is actually super easy, as long as you have the fire bellows upgraded a little bit. If you have it upgraded, this shouldn't take much time at all.
The things would swoop in and spread trash all around.
The challenge here is to destroy all the peckers here in the junkyard. There are a total of 72 in this entire area, and as long as you don't overheat the bellows, you should be good to go. As you can see, alright, well, I barely made it there, but
those peckers some respect.
Honestly, it's not that hard. So there, got my materials and my ring of fire, which I was spending a little bit of time actually trying to test it out. And while messing around, I decided to restart.
We put all our
And in this run, I actually get the visual completed for the Grady Incinerator. Wait, not the Grady Incinerator, but the fire bellows.
Peckers that flock together were easy pickings.
There it is, the cinders. So as you can see, I managed to pull it off faster in this run. But it really just depends on where these assholes want to just put themselves. But yeah, as you can see, super easy. So that's the Grady Incinerator in a nutshell. So as soon as I leave, there we go.
Who knows why we fought so hard to defend our own trash?
Why would anyone though? Yeah.
The cinders.
Unless you're planning to recycle any of it, I don't understand why you would defend your trash that much. If anything, you know, it's surprising that for that challenge you don't burn the trash to the ground. But instead we're just burning these peckers to the ground. Ah well. Anyways, getting set up. Oh yeah, and the last part before when I finished up my commentary, I showed off here. I actually finally completed the Brusher's Pike. For every single weapon you complete, you get a red star, and there's an achievement in the game for,
not much left,
of course, getting all the
it's like a
materials.
Prison break.
Well, getting all the upgrades for your weapons. I already showed that off in the last part, part 13, so you don't have to worry too much about that.
Can't rightly call Mount Zand.
And now we're at Mount Zand, aka the Bastion of Beasts.
There's no more mountains now. There's no place left for the
and I get surprised by a lone kid. God damn it. I'm just trying to show off as many of the weapons as I can, because that is the one good thing about this game, that some of these weapons are actually kind of useful. More useful than others, but friggin' lunkhead. At least I don't have the other idols invoked. Otherwise that'd be hell, but the fire bellows is actually pretty decent against the peckers.
Those beasts been hoarding all the valuables they could find.
And while I'm getting jumped by a self-wrecked up by a pecker. I mean, not a pecker, a lunkhead. Fortunately, I don't have the idol invoked, or I don't even have the idol in general for the one that stops enemies from dropping green and black tonics. And eventually in part 3, eventually in the bonus part, I'll show you guys a little trick that you can use to kind of make it easier on yourself if you have a hard time dealing with having low health. So another thing you can take advantage of
the calamity saved leftovers
in this stage with the lunkheads is you can actually force them to jump off cliffs. Probably me. I may have said that earlier, but I'm not entirely sure. It's been a while since I've done a bit of the commentary for this part, but for the series, because I did the first 12 parts and then I took a break, and then I came back. But anyways, keep going up, and you won't find anything too spectacular here, but basically this is a bastion for beasts, and there are a lot of beasts to fight. So
they even drag their children into this.
Yeah, small ankle gators, whatever the hell these things are again. Just waiting around. Yeah, make sure to grab the tonics whenever you get the chance. Even if you don't need them, if you're confident in your abilities,
we can do for those beasts right now.
Grab them so that you can get yourself some bonus XP. And this is me showing off one of the things I like to do with the pike. You can actually use the long range to keep yourself safe, as well as also use the. But then afterwards, and then there's me using the long range to keep myself safe, and here's me using the range of the brusher's pike to my advantage. Come on, die, stupid. There you go.
Without a doubt, the situation stinks.
There's more. Those enemies are just more annoying than they are really difficult. Yeah, there we go, killing some pincushions and grabbing as many gems as I can get my grips on, or rocks, or whatever the hell those things are. And then there's next item.
Mercy left these days.
Probably one of my least favorite. It probably is my least favorite gun in the game. If only because of how you set it up. Because this weapon does a lot of damage, but when everything is moving, you have to sit still for it to actually be effective. Like, you have to sit still to set it up, and while it does do a lot of damage, you're sitting still as you set it up. And well, personally, I don't find it that useful, and it replaces my melee weapon. So back to Brusher's Pike, and I'm gonna show it off for this one, but
what the city left behind,
me personally, I don't like this gun at all. It becomes stronger when you level it up, but even then, it's not all that good. The only reason why I'm actually going out of my way to use it is because, for two reasons. One, the proving ground, just for the sake of getting the skill and saying that I've actually upgraded everything and materials, and B, the visuals.
Look at it this way. It's either
depending on the positioning of some of the enemies, you'll be able to make some effective use out of it.
They win too.
But
our Bastion is everybody's
overall,
not
even when it's fully upgraded, I don't find myself using this weapon much at all. It's not a very good weapon. You're probably better off using other ranged weapons. Dueling pistols, personally, I think is a pretty good choice when you're going through the game. Fully upgraded, a later weapon that we're gonna get. You've already seen it in part 13 when I have to redo the part, but that weapon, when it's fully upgraded, is actually probably the best gun in the game. It has the same problem as the gallium mortar, but with the right modifications, it becomes a beast.
Work fixing up the place.
So yeah, fighting our way through Mount Zand, and I just busy killing whatever those things are called, the flowers, and the caterpillar just kills itself. But yeah, like I said, you can manipulate the terrain to your advantage and just force off creatures. But yeah, this entire area is essentially just the Bastion for all the beasts in this area. And of course, the thing is, we're trying to fight for everyone's sake, but they're just fighting for themselves. But of course, how can you reason with the beast? So you gotta kill them all. And that may have been, that was my phone that happened early on, but sorry, that was my phone that made that sound. I downloaded a sound app to do some fun, to get some ringtones. I just thought there was something there, but it looked like there was something there, but apparently there wasn't. And over there's a pecker, except galleon mortar, and like I said, galleon mortar is good for multi-purpose, I guess. Like I said, not really all that good of a weapon. You could use it if you want to deal with these guys, but because of how much damage you're taking, I just can't be. As I slowly get chipped away by a bunch of these guys. But yeah, since there's 6 of them, you can just sit there and eventually they'll die. One of them should die off. I finally get some breathing room.
Maybe they've thought about turning back, just like we have.
There, just like that. I have all my health back.
We just really.
And here we go, shard, and
Kid got it fair and square.
you could actually just leave and finish the level by just killing that flower.
You don't need to keep tangling with all those things.
But I decided to just kill everything here because experience and money. So yeah, you can just actually just straight up finish the mission. The enemies here aren't really hard to deal with, so it's really just up to you. But yeah, this is Mount Zand. It's really not that hard of a mission, or part of an area. The galleon mortar, unfortunately, isn't very useful in comparison to some of the earlier weapons that we get, but yeah, that's this level in a nutshell. So I'll see you guys next time for the next level.
That's the way. He's done what's best for him, don't you worry. Don't you worry.